What's up everybody, welcome back to the Art of Crypto, the birthplace of absolutely legendary gains. In this video we are going to talk about the one indicator that absolutely no one is talking about, and it might be signaling a massive Bitcoin dump soon, and as you know, if Bitcoin dumps then everything else follows. So let's dive right into it. So if you already follow me on Twitter, and by the way if you haven't, you want to do so at _the Art of Crypto. A few days ago, I already talked about this indicator, and basically it's called the moon phases indicator. And generally, in the past, whenever we have tended to got a new moon, right? I know this sounds really woo-woo, but hear me out, okay? Look at the past, right? Whenever we got a new moon, it always dumped, okay? New moon, dump, new moon, dump, new moon, dump, new moon, dump, dump. Over here, not so, but over here you had a small dump, and you might say, take this indicator with a grain of salt. And yeah, you should be taking this indicator with a grain of salt, but here's what I found, like how to use this indicator. So if you notice how this entire wave right here was a very strong uptrend. So during waves like this, you don't generally take the bearish signals from the moon indicator, and you just take the bullish signals. So if you can see, every full moon, bam, full moon, bam, full moon, bam, full moon, bam, bam. You get the point. Like, I know this sounds really woo-woo, but you have to understand, right? I believe it was Warren Buffett, or I don't remember exactly which billionaire stock investor said this, but there was a quote that went something like, so yeah, I actually found it. It's by JP Morgan. It says, millionaires don't use astrology, the billionaires do. So this is obviously something that has been proven to work before in the past. And by the way, if you want this indicator, all you have to do is go to the trading view, select on indicators, and what you want to search is moon phases. So this is the one. And what I suggest you do is actually go to the settings. By default, right, the full moon is actually going to be this dark moon thingy, and the new moon is going to be bright. And that's really confusing. I don't know about you. So just invert the colors, okay? So based off of this moon phase indicator, the next new moon is actually going to occur tonight. So, take it with a grain of salt, but perhaps we could be dumping out of this bear pennant, bull pennant thingy right now. So if you just go onto the 4 hourly, you can see that we are at the moment forming a little bull pennant on the 4 hourly. And at the moment, while I cannot say that this moon indicator is going to be absolutely spot on, what I can tell you is that decision time is going to be very soon for Bitcoin. In fact, within the next 3 days, we should be seeing a massive move up or a massive move upwards. And based off of a few other factors, such as the BTC 24-hour, so this is the Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index, and basically what this tells you is just, whether Bitcoin is about to make a huge move or not. So for example, if we go back to, say, the 12th of May, and you see this massive spike in Bitcoin volatility, and then we go to Bitcoin and go back to the 12th of May, and 12th of May, 12th of May, 12th of May, about here, right? It predicted this massive move downwards, and you could have told that, you could have foretold that if you just took a look at the BTC. So the way you use this indicator is you sort of just plot out support and resistance lines. In this case, my support would be about 3 and 2. So generally, whenever you see the price come back to this area, you generally want to prepare for a big move, or at least for the next couple of days to be volatile. And if you follow me on my Twitter, again, if you haven't already followed me on my Twitter, this is where I'm sharing the latest market updates. You're not going to want to miss out on them. So I said that the next 3 days to be very volatile. So far, we have not been seeing the most volatility, but expect it to come soon, like probably within the next 2 days. So the BTC, right, traditionally, historically speaking, about 60 to 70% of the time, when you get a spike in BTC, the price tends to dump. And as you know, when Bitcoin dumps, everything sort of follows. So, history is no indicator, but the fact that at the moment we have not seen the biggest spike in BTC yet, I'm not saying it's going to come back up to 16, but you should at least expect it to come back up to 6. And forget these two things. This is just, you can actually remove it. This is during the previous Bitcoin dump where I predicted the bottom for Bitcoin based off of Bitcoin Historical Volatility Index. So that's how you use BTC. Now, the one thing that you want to keep in mind about BTC is that it doesn't tell you whether it's going up or down, right? It doesn't tell you if Bitcoin's going to go up or down. It just tells you that a move is about to come. And, I'm just going to tell you guys to be careful. Pick your sides correctly. A big move is about to hit Bitcoin. And if I were you, the way that I would play this is I would wait for a confident break in either direction first. So if we just mark down this level at about 33.8k to about 33.7k, and if we mark down this level at about 35k, you can see that if Bitcoin breaks out of this pattern right here to the upside, it's going to break through 35k. And if it breaks below this pattern, it's going to break through 33.7k. So how are you supposed to use this information to your advantage? Well, pretty simple. So if it breaks upwards, then you buy the breakout. If it breaks downwards, then you short the breakdown. And the way you do this is simply, as the price is breaking down, you just want to enter along with the breakdown. So for example, as it's breaking down, you enter here. Or when it's breaking up, you enter along with the breakout. And the entry, like the second entry that you're going to want to look at, is a breakdown and a retest before finally moving even downwards. So in this case, this is what you call a retest. And for a bullish scenario, it's the same thing, because price doesn't tend to move up or down, like just straight up or straight down. It moves in waves, so it has to come back down to retest. Similar for this, it has to come back up to do a retest. So generally, both of these entries, both the breakout and the retest, are generally very safe entries, because when you're buying the breakout, you can just set your stop loss right inside the pattern. And if you're shorting the breakdown, your stop loss is right inside the pattern. Similarly, when you're going for the retest, stop loss right below the pattern. Similarly, right below the pattern. So basically, what I mean to say is that you're not risking a lot, but the potential reward is potentially very high. So in this case, it could look something like this for a long entry, right? 8-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And over here, if you just move it down, it could be a 10, could be a 5-to-1 risk to reward ratio. I don't know about you, but that sounds pretty good to me. So let's mark out some profit taking targets, shall we? So if you do go long and you get the breakout, you're going to want to take some profits at 36k for sure. And then you're going to want to look for the price to get rejected off of 38k 100%. So this is going to be your immediate two take profit targets, and at about 41k. Now I'm of the sincere belief that if we do break above like 38k, then we are going straight to 44k. That is my sincere belief. So only time will tell if we do break above. And if we do break above, I believe, like seriously, it's going to get to 44k. I'm not going to explain it in this video, otherwise it's going to be too long. But if you're interested to get some of the most in-depth analysis on any coin, on Bitcoin, ETH, and exactly what coins you should be focusing on, for example, if you just look at DeFi coins recently, they've been doing really, really well. And I sort of called this. In fact, you don't even have to be in my Discord group. I actually called this on my Twitter. So again, I'm sharing a lot of value on my Twitter, so make sure you follow me on Twitter at _theartofcrypto. What I mean to say is, if you want some really, really in-depth analysis from someone who's been doing this for a while, you're going to want to check out the private Discord group. Not only are you going to get like literally my daily analysis in real time, you're going to get access to really, really profitable trading setups where literally we are making money every single day. There have been so many people in this private Discord group that have already paid off their membership in just a couple of trades. Look at this guy. He just made 200%, 150, 100, 194, 94. You get the point. But forget the chart calls, forget the, the real-time market analysis. If you're truly serious about doing crypto or trading for a career, then you're going to want to come into this group solely for the trading course that you're going to get. Because trust me, if you've been studying technical analysis by yourself for quite a period of time, you will know exactly how confusing like 99% of the things out there can be. And if you watch any of my previous videos, you know that I trade based on the institutional style. And so if you think that Bitcoin is really getting manipulated, then you're going to want to check out the private group. Because over here, I literally teach you how to trade like the institutions. And if you want proof whether I know what I'm talking about or not, just go to my Twitter. I share a lot of results and calls that I've made that have been really, really successful. But anyways, if you're interested right now, monthly signups have already been closed because I really want to be able to provide focused attention to every single member in the group. And I cannot do this if there are too many people. So if you're interested in getting this kind of focused attention, where I'm literally streaming a few days a week, where I'm calling live trades and everything, and you can just follow along, you're going to want to check out the private Discord group. Right now, if you pay with crypto, you can get up to 40% off. Like, trust me, it's going to pay itself off real quick. So I look forward to seeing you in there. So as for the short on Bitcoin, in fact, right now, you can see that we are pretty much getting close to, decision time. But let's discuss the short. So if you do get a short breakdown, let's bring up the VPVR indicator to identify where all the liquidity in the market is located at. And if we just go onto the daily chart, we can see that really clearly. In fact, this is not helping at all. So let's just determine what are the profit taking targets if we do go short. So for starters, this is going to be pretty strong support, right? This level at 33,100 as well as this level at 32,600. So you could potentially take some profit off of these two levels. And if these two levels fail, you're going to go straight probably back down to, like, honestly speaking, you might find some support here, but not really. If you break below 33k and 32,400, I believe we're going straight back down to 30k at least, and honestly 27k. So to explain this, right, if I just go onto the daily chart to sort of illustrate this a little bit better, you can just look, like, if we break below, you know, these major levels right here, then there's pretty much zero support holding us until we reach 30k. And if we do fall below this level, there's pretty much zero support holding us until we reach 27k. So this is how you use the VPVR indicator. And so that's going to be the take profit targets for Bitcoin during the short. And the way that you're going to want to use these take profit targets is you dollar cost average. So based on my knowledge, the best traders in the world, or at least any trader that knows what he's doing, they're not going to exit their position in like one lump sum at one level. What they're going to do is they're going to take maybe 25% here, they're going to take 25% here, 25 here, and 25 here, because nobody knows exactly where is the top. So you simply take profits along the way. Similar for when you're shorting. Nobody knows exactly where is the bottom. So, you know, you just take 25 here, 25 here, 25 here. You get the point. So that at least you're securing the profits on the way up and down. And if you're wondering, if we do dump right now and, you know, we really come to around 27k or 30k or whatever, these levels are going to be really good prices to pick up Bitcoin at. So 31,600, which, by the way, if you have watched a previous video that I made on Bitcoin, you know that I'm still expecting Bitcoin to come down to 31,600 before making a massive bounce. But at the moment, if we do break out of this, then that is invalidated. But watch that previous video if you're interested. I dive really deep into institutional trading in that video, and I think it's just literally the previous Bitcoin video that I've made. You can check out the playlist on my channel. So right now it does seem like we're getting close to decision time, and if we do break out of this, it's going to be absolutely brilliant. Hopefully by the time I get this video out though, it hasn't broke out already. So I'm literally giving you the exact levels right now on Bitcoin, and if you can't even mark these down yourself, then literally there's nothing more that I can do for you. And remember, in trading, everything that you do is pretty much painful. And, you know, sometimes people tell me, if I take profit here, what if the price goes higher and, you know, I miss out on so-called potential gains? Here's the thing, everything you do in trading, the moment you open a position, is painful. Like, let's say you take profit too early and the price pumps. Yeah, that's painful. But so is not taking profit, watching price go all the way up here and then come all the way back down and even stop you out. And that's painful as well, yeah? At the end of the day, you have to choose the pain that you're comfortable with. For me, I'm okay with taking profit earlier. At least I'm securing the profits, and I understand the law of exponentials, where literally at the beginning it's always really slow, and then, you know, the small gains that you pile up in your account slowly starts to add up and really goes exponential. And, you know, the trader that understands the law of exponentials is honestly the successful trader, because they're not chasing, you know, 100% here, 100% here. They understand that, you know, 3% a day can amount to more than a multiple 100x of your account after a year. So remember guys, it's the small gains that really blow up your account. Like, those small gains are the ones that's really going to grow your account. It's not about the big wins, okay? It's about the small wins added up every single day that makes the difference. Again, I just want to stress this. If you feel like you have been stagnated in your growth on your trading journey, you're really going to want to consider joining the private Discord group if you want to speed up the process of learning. Like, for real, I'm not going to overhype my chart calls. I'm not even going to overhype anything. But if there's anything that I would recommend you join the group for, it's for the educational content. Over here, we literally filter out 90% of the fluff out there, and we just teach you what works. So if you're interested in that, make sure you join the group. The link is in the description. Right now, I'm not going to be opening up monthly in the near future, because I want to be able to give you guys focused attention. I can't do that if there's too many people, alright? So if you want to join the group, pay with crypto. And trust me, if you like the way that I do my analysis, where it's very level-headed, I give you scenarios in both directions, you're going to love the private Discord group, trust me. And remember, the moon phase, yeah? We might be getting a dump soon, we might, but take it with a grain of salt, because the moon phases, they generally, like the dumps, like for example, I'm just going to give you an example right away. Right, when the moon printed on 12th of April or 13th of April, I can't be sure, you can see that the price actually 1, 2, 3 days before it started to really dip. Same thing goes for here. It didn't really even have an effect here, and over here, after it printed, it took at least a few hours before prices started to dump. So in this case, for like even after the new moon prints, it could still be like, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 you know, 3 to 5 days before things really take a plummet. Or maybe it doesn't even plummet at all, but historically speaking, yeah, you can backtest this yourself. Just bring up the indicator and be like, okay, so new moon, dump, new moon, dump, new moon, dump, new moon, dump. You get the point. So chances are we might be coming down over the next 3 to 5 days. So it's really just something to keep in mind of. And, you know, as a trader, you're able to trade things both ways. If it goes up, then you buy the breakout, you go long, and these are your TPs. But if you go short, right, if it breaks down, you go short, and these are your TPs. Brilliant, yeah? That's the beauty of being a trader. We're not like the hodlers out there that's like, oh, Cardano's gonna go to $1,000, Dogecoin to $1. Yeah, good luck with that. It's probably gonna take at least a few more months before that happens. So that's why you become a trader. And again, if you want to become a trader and you take this seriously, check out the private Discord group. It's gonna speed up your learning curve so much. So those are the levels. Make sure you mark them down. For now, may the gains be with you, my friend, and peace.